Welcome back to my channel. It's Lasha here, and in this video we are going to cover my third trimester pregnancy experience. So before we dive right into the third trimester, there's one thing I forgot to mention in the second trimester, and that's at 26 weeks I did take my glucose test. So it's a syrupy drink that they give you. You have to drink the whole thing, and it's just so tart and gross and just syrupy and thick. Oh, it was gross. But they're trying to see the reaction of the sugar in your blood and prepare you in case gestational diabetes is a threat. If so, you are in risk for things like preeclampsia and things that can complicate your labor. So it's something your doctors want to get ahead on. So they make you take that at 26 weeks. So I did do that. So forgot to add that into the second trimester video. But now going into the third trimester, which is from week 28 to 40. Some women go from 40 to 42, but for the most part is usually at 40 weeks, or within 40 weeks you have your baby usually. And so for me at 28 weeks I started to feel a little more fatigue, more baby movement, and as I said in the last video, you could see baby actually moving. You know, you can look at your belly and see the movements now, not just feel them. Dad can finally put his hand and feel the kicks and feel baby moves. It's so wonderful. There's no greater feeling than the feeling of life moving around inside of you and knowing that you're growing this precious little soul in your belly. It's just, there's no words that can adequately express how amazing it feels. So yeah, you could feel baby's movements and you could see them so clearly. You can just look at your belly and see the baby kicking and see the movements. I showed a little bit in my second trimester video. I'll show a little bit more. Just the baby kicking, and you can see the punches, you can see him kicking. And it's supposed to be not that easy when you have an anterior placenta. So there's an anterior placenta and a posterior placenta. The anterior placenta means that the placenta is attached to the front wall of your uterus, and a posterior placenta is when the placenta is attached to the back wall of your uterus. Myths say that, you know, when you have an anterior placenta and your placenta is attached to the front wall of your uterus, it's a little harder to feel and see the baby's kicks and movement. I could feel baby kicking and moving pretty good. Maybe it didn't show as much as I've seen some other people. Man, I've seen other people. It's like really, it really shows. So they must have had a posterior placenta. But for me, I still could see baby's kicks and movements a little, and it was just precious. There's no greater feeling, as I've said before. So yeah. So yeah, at 29 weeks, baby got a little bit bigger. You can clearly see my belly growing. You knew that baby got bigger. You could feel it. I could feel the weight of baby pushing down on my pelvic area. And I started to crave pizza and red meat. I just wanted a burger. I wanted a steak, a juicy steak, you know, and I had to get it well done. You know, I had some friends, though. They did not do the whole well done thing. Like, they ate runny eggs. They ate medium rare steak. And I'm like, they had more than one child, though. See, I'm on my first pregnancy, so I was like, no, it has to be well done. I would cut it open and see blood and be like, no, take it back. It has to get cooked all the way through. I followed all those rules to a T. But I have some friends who have, you know, 2 and 3 kids, and they're like, give me the over easy egg, give me the medium rare steak, I'll eat some poke. And I'm like, wow, y'all brave, y'all extra brave. But yeah, I was craving red meat. And I would feel more baby movements, of course. And at 29 weeks, we also decided, hey, it's time to pick a pediatrician. I want to recommend to you asking friends as well as your OBGYN. That was probably the greatest thing that we did. We asked our OBGYN, hey, do you know anybody? Is there anyone you can recommend to us? And he recommended this amazing pediatrician. We love her. She's outstanding, and we appreciate all she does for our family. Mommies, trust your intuition. Trust your instincts. You know when you're, you know, around somebody who is looking out for you and your family. So we love our pediatrician, and we're glad we took that time ahead of time to spend time researching and looking for the perfect person for our family and for our son. So we did that at 29 weeks. At 30 weeks, I was continuing to feel fatigue. My baby bump was getting bigger and I could feel the weight. I started preparation. I'm like, wow, okay, it's 30 weeks. I know pretty soon this is going to happen, within the next month or 2 months. So I was just like, let's start getting the hospital bag ready. Let's start getting the house ready, getting things set up, getting his room set up. We started to get all that taken care of. We bought our car seat. We put our car seat together. We bought our stroller. We put our stroller together. We, we're blessed with our crib, so we put the crib together and just got everything situated. And we would just walk in here in awe, just like, oh my gosh, a little baby's gonna be in here soon. Like, I can't believe it. We put his bassinet together. For me, I wanted baby to have a bassinet by me for the first few months before transitioning him to the crib. So yeah, we just got everything ready to go. It was really exciting. And at 31 weeks, we took a hospital tour and pre-registered. That is so important because when things start happening, you don't want to be getting rushed to the hospital, having to sign a bunch of paperwork and take care of all that. We decided to go ahead and pre-register so that way that's done and we don't have to worry about that, as well as taking a tour of the hospital, which makes everything that much more real. Getting to see, where you're going to have the baby, the hospital beds and the waiting rooms, and just looking at everything, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have my baby here. Like, wow, like this is so amazing. It just made it so much more real. My husband, he's like, we got to time how fast it takes us to get there, and we got to do this and do that. It was really cute. But it was just so much fun getting the chance to see, the place where we're going to have our baby one day soon. So we did that. We pre-registered, we got our hospital tour, and we started nesting like crazy. I mean, just nothing could be clean enough. That's how much we were nesting. At 32 weeks, I still was feeling fatigue. So for me, I think the first trimester, you feel the nausea, the sickness, the fatigue. And then the second trimester, you're like, what? Yeah, honey. Oh yeah, I can do it all. And then the third trimester, you kind of begin to feel the tired and fatigue, feeling all over again, like from the first trimester. You definitely are a lot heavier, a lot bigger, a lot more weight pushing down on you. So just walking and being active and doing things that you found easy to do in the second trimester can be a little bit harder in the third. Well, that was at least my experience. So I definitely was feeling that fatigue really strong. So I continued nesting and cleaning and preparing everything for baby. And also at 32 weeks, we took our maternity photos, which was so special for us. The same photographer that took our engagement photos and our wedding photos took our maternity photos. He's a dear friend of mine that I grew up with, so it was just very, very precious for us to, take these pictures with him. We had decided that since we are having a fall baby and he's a boy, I wore a blue dress, and we decided that, we're in Hawaii, so everything is beautiful and green and blue beaches and, the sand, and we just thought, like, we're having a boy in the fall, why don't we find a hike trail or a foresty scenery to kind of, commemorate having a fall baby. So it was really cool. We found Iea Loop Trail. We went and took pictures there. So here, take a look at some of these pictures because they're so amazing. I can't not show them to you. So take a second to take a look at some of our precious maternity photos. We love them so much. We actually blew up 2 of them on a canvas and they're in our living room. We love those photos. It's such a beautiful reminder of what being pregnant looked like and felt like for me. Every time I see them, I'm like, oh, I just remember dreaming about baby, you know, and not knowing what to expect, but just loving the experience and sharing in this experience with the love of my life. It's amazing. So that was 32 weeks. At 33 weeks, my vagina started to hurt, and my hips started to hurt, my pelvic, everything down there just started to hurt. The pressure just became a lot. And you know, I could feel the expansion of my body. Like, it's so cool the way our bodies are designed. Women, our bodies are amazing, the things that our bodies can do. And you can feel your body actually expanding and beginning to let out and say, hey, we got to get ready. You know, organs move aside, baby's getting bigger, you know, everything starts to expand and get into preparation for baby to come. It's so cool. It's really cool, but it doesn't feel cool, but it's really cool. At 34 weeks, I got my first stretch mark. I was so sad, right across my belly. I got a first stretch mark, and I was like, oh man, I made it all this way, and at 34 weeks, I get a stretch mark. But you know, I was like, you know what, Lasha, that's so unimportant in the whole grand scheme of things. So I was just like, I let it go, and I just rubbed cocoa butter on it and tried not to scratch it so it doesn't get worse. But I was just like, here we go, here come the stretch marks. And I felt a lot of pelvic pressure, and at 34 weeks my mom and my aunties threw me the most amazing baby shower. It was so wonderful. I mean, my husband and I were just like, wow, like we were just speechless. It was such an amazing baby shower. Our theme was Noah's Ark, which is a theme in his room. That's why you see the two animals, all the animals in his room are grouped into twos. So, and then there's a little Noah's Ark decal on his wall. So yeah, we loved how they incorporated the theme. So take a look at some highlights from the baby shower. It was so precious. We so enjoyed that. We were so thankful for that, for sure. It was such a blessing. So at 35 weeks, I continued to feel that pelvic pressure, especially when I would stand up. I would stand up and it was like, boom, oh my goodness, you know, I would have to take a minute. I'd stand up and be like, whew, okay. He would just really be pushing down on my pelvic and area, and I would just feel that pressure. But I also continued to nest. I had to have everything clean. Nothing could be clean enough. And my socks got blessed off once again by my bestie. She threw me a baby shower, and it was very intimate with just my close friends, and it was just nice to have this almost last hurrah. Even though it's not the last one, it's the last time in a while that I'll get to just go out with my girls, and it's just us. So she planned this beautiful breakfast baby shower, and the theme was chocolate chip because Jeremiah's our little chocolate chip. It was so precious. I just love her so much and so appreciate her. At 36 weeks, I was continuing to nest. I went from nesting to extreme nesting to angry nesting. No, why is this like this? No, why did you touch this thing? Why did you put this in his room? My poor husband. Why did you put this in his room? Take it out. No. I was just all over the place. Everything had to be perfect, and it It's just like that. I was just one of those nesters, and I could still feel a lot of pelvic pressure, and it got hard to sleep. It was really uncomfortable to sleep. You can't find a comfortable position. Your belly's just like, ugh. And then when you do finally find a comfortable position, baby's doing a dance, he's kicking, he's, you know, I'm gonna kick you right here, and you're jolted out of your sleep like, oh my goodness, you know. So it's hard. It starts to get a little bit harder to get that rest. And it's preparation. It's preparation. You're going to the bathroom frequently and baby's kicking you and you can't sleep. Well, you're never going to sleep the same again anyway. So here you go. I'm just teasing. It's not like that for everyone. But yeah, my son's 7 months and I still, my sleep is still interrupted. So it's preparation. Just take it as training. But yeah, I couldn't sleep and couldn't get comfortable. But also at 36 weeks, my spiritual mother now throws me a baby shower, another intimate time together amongst her leaders, and I just was so blessed. Me and my husband and my family were just so completely just overwhelmed by the support and the love that everyone showered us with in preparation for our first child. Like we're so blown away and so thankful. You know, I really appreciate, even now when I just look back at it, I'm so appreciative for everyone taking the time, the energy, the resources to just shower us with love in preparation for this little boy. You know, he's a special little boy, so I'm so thankful to sharing that with all of my friends and family. So it was precious. It was so special, and I'll never forget these wonderful baby showers that were thrown for us. So now at 37 weeks, it's crunch time. We're getting close to baby coming. Once you start getting 37, 38 weeks, doctor will start telling you the baby could come at any time. So you just have to be prepared. So at 37 weeks, I came in and they checked my cervix. I had no dilation. Some people say that it's very painful when they check your cervix, but for me, it wasn't painful. It just was really uncomfortable. It was just like, whoa, where are you going? What's happening? But it wasn't painful. It was just uncomfortable. So they checked my cervix and there was no dilation. However, what doctor did do was a group B swab, and nobody told me about the group B swab. So it was another uncomfortable experience. So basically what they do now, and I heard it's something that they haven't always done, doctors haven't always done, but now recent studies show that sometimes certain bacteria can be in the birth canal and they want to avoid passing those bacteria onto your baby. So what they do is they take a swab and they swab your vagina and then they swab your rectum, and it's very uncomfortable. And I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me that I was going to go get my booty swabbed? Nobody told me. So so I'm telling you, girl, because all my friends are like, really, huh? No, either they didn't experience that or they forgot. They're like, oh yeah, I forgot. And I'm like, how you forgot getting your booty swab? I ain't never gonna forget getting my booty swab. But anyway, sorry, let me stop saying booty swab. It's funny. Okay, so yeah, getting the group B swab is very uncomfortable, but it's very necessary. So just a little bit on it. It's an infection caused by bacteria. It's a common bacteria, so chill out. It's not an STD. It's not an STI. Nowadays, doctors check for this. It's called a group B swab. So when the doctor says it, this is what you know. It's a group B test. He's going to swab your vagina, he's going to swab your rectum, and then they're going to send it back for testing. So I took the antibiotics for 3 days, and then they swabbed me again, and I had to do it again, and it was so uncomfortable, but I passed, and it's all good. There's no bacteria that can, you know, attach to my baby through the birth canal. So we were good to go with that. And so that was at 37 weeks, and now at 38 weeks, on that Thursday, I got a cervical check, no dilation again. That Saturday and Sunday I began to have my mucus plug start to come out. So your mucus plug is this goopy clump of mucus that plugs your cervix, you know, and blocks anything from being able to reach it. So everything is protected while your baby grows and whatnot inside your womb. So when it comes time, your body, I'm telling you, your body's amazing. It starts to prepare to have their baby. So it starts to break down and it starts to come out. And when it first comes out, well, when mine first came out, it was very like white and clear. It was weird. This is TMI, it's kind of gross, but I would wipe and I would be like, what is this? So then I asked my mom, like, Mom, you know, I wiped and there was like this gooey stuff. And she's like, oh, your mucus plug. And I'm like, oh snap. Okay, my mucus plug. This is what it looks like. My doctor kind of warned me, but I didn't know or expect, you know, what to expect or what it was going to look like. So when I wiped and I saw that goopy, you know, clear mess, I was like, oh, that's gross. What is that? Mucus plug. And so that was Saturday and Sunday. Well, Monday and Tuesday it started to turn color like a reddish brown, and that's when you know, like, the bloody show, that's what they call it. It started to come out. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have this baby any day now. And so sure enough, so that was Monday, Tuesday. On Wednesday I get up to go to work and I'm like, whew, okay, I feel like this stinging feeling going across my stomach. That's weird. Whatever. And I go about my business, I brush my teeth, you know, I get to work and I'm like, oh, there it is again. That's kind of weird. It's like going all the way across my belly, this stingy feeling. Oh well. And then I go, you know, I'm just like, whatever, going about my day. I did not know when I woke up that morning that Thursday, September 5th, 2019 at 2:32 p.m. that we were going to welcome our first son into the world. So for me, pregnancy ended at 39 weeks exactly, to the day. So yeah, some women, like I said earlier, they go to 40 weeks or from 40 to 42 weeks. Sometimes it's long, and I'm telling you, I have a friend who went that long, and she's like, Lasha, get her out right now. So, you know, oh my goodness, sometimes you're just over it, like, all right, come out now. So yeah, it's a wonderful experience being pregnant. I loved being pregnant. I loved every experience, the good, bad, and the ugly. It was just such a beautiful chapter and a new season in my husband and I's life, and we just thoroughly enjoyed it. I love it. I love being pregnant. I can't wait to be pregnant again. It was amazing. So yeah, that's my third trimester pregnancy experience, and pregnancy as a whole right there for you, broken down first, second, and third trimester. So in my next video, I'm going to cover my birth story. I can't wait to tell you all about it, what my labor and delivery experience was like, and show you guys some pictures and whatnot of what I did get, pictures and videos, and yeah, it was a wonderful experience. It was interesting. What didn't go as I expected. When do things go the way you expect them? But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like the video, share the video, and check out some of my other videos, and I will see you guys in the next video about my birth story. Alright guys, see you later.